Hey everybody, I am Kevin Iole. Thank you for joining me. The Ultimate Fighter, we're up to season 32, if you can believe that. It makes me feel old. There are a lot of things that make me feel old these days, but season 32 of The Ultimate Fighter is certainly one of them. On Tuesday on ESPN, ESPN Plus, starting at 10 p.m. Eastern. You can also watch it worldwide on UFC FightPass. Valentina Shevchenko will be coaching against the champ, Alexa Grasso. Alexa joins me right now. How are you, Alexa?
Hey, Granny, you?
I am doing very well. Thank you. What was the experience like for you? I know as a UFC fighter, as a world champion, you're used to having a lot of cameras, having a lot of people around you. But I think the Ultimate Fighter might be a little different. Like there's cameras everywhere. Was it a different kind of experience?
Yes, definitely was different experience. I mean, it's been like a training for me since I got in the UFC, like, being command, like embedded, the countdown. So it's been like the training all these years for this moment. Now I was able to be there, they were filming every day, everything you do, everything you say. So it was like a trick, you have to talk, but not too much, but yes, but now like show, no show. But it was really cool. I love the experience. I love, I always love the challenge. I always love to put myself on um hard situations. So it was amazing. I really enjoy it.
I know when you were getting ready to fight Valentina a little over a year ago, the first time, you talked about how you were still evolving as a fighter, still learning, that you had made a lot of improvements. So here you are now, you're having to coach other people, right? Is that a change? Like, and is it, I mean, obviously you know how to coach and get yourself ready, but to have to be responsible for a bunch of other athletes, is that nerve-wracking?
Man, it's harder than you think. Like there was one day when I saw my coaches and I hugged them and I was crying like, "Hey, guys, I love you so much. It's really hard what you do. I admire your work. I admire everything you do because it's not easy." And it's just maybe one fighter, but when you have a lot of fighters, oh my God, like so many lives on your charge. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I learned a lot. I think that what I learned the most about this it was how to be a better athlete, how to be a better teammate, how to be, a better person too. So it was really, really nice experience. I know how hard these guys um are sacrificing a lot of things to be there in a house with no phones, no games, no music, no books, no nothing, no doors, cameras 24 hours 7 days, like every day living with your opponents, like it's huge. I mean, the ultimate fighter is tough, like it's tough. So it was really, really nice experience, and also it was cool because we were like just the four team of women on 32 seasons to coach men or a team. I thought honestly at the beginning it was going to be girls, but then I noticed it was just 45 and middleweights, and I was like, oh my god, what am I gonna teach these huge guys, strong guys? But at the end,
Right.
it became good. With the experience of my coaches and my team, I was able to help, and I mean, it was really cool.
Do you think there's anybody that you saw either on your team or who was coached by Valentina that had a chance to be a star in the UFC?
We had a lot. All of these guys. I mean, this is the most international show. We had guys from all over the world, from a lot of countries. So most of them, I mean, I've seen. Well, I was able to watch them like for 5 weeks almost, and you can see, when they have the heart, the passion, the you have toughness in them, and also like these qualities that the UFC is searching for them to be a star. So yeah, we had a few.
Do you feel like when you're teaching somebody else, did it help you learn yourself? Right? Because I know fighting is a lifetime of learning, right? But as you're trying to explain something to somebody else, does it help you? And do you feel like you're better as a fighter for the experience of having done this?
Deaf, yeah, of course, because sometimes we do things automatically. But when you have to teach someone, like, okay, how do I do this? So, okay, I'm gonna remember like how to move, how to this, how to that, how to that. So it's cool, teaching. It's a huge part for you to learn. And yeah, I think it helps.
When you went in it as a coach compared to as a fighter, right? What is the difference in terms of like mindset? And you had the experience of knowing a little bit of what it's like, but what did you say to yourself before you started? Okay, I want to treat these guys like this because you know what it was like when you were a fighter.
Well, the most
You
important
follow?
thing for me, the most important for me was to make them win. Like the most important thing was that for me, and to make them to feel like a team, like they're in a family, because I know how hard it is to be there. Just to try to make
Mm-hmm.
them to feel the most comfortable that they could be, and train smart and make them win. That was the most important thing for me those weeks.
Now, when I talked to Valentina, the one thing that, I asked her, you see all the things on the Ultimate Fighter, the coaches not getting along, Vanderlei Silva and Chael brawling on the first day, Rampage Jackson putting a hole in the wall. I said, "Did you and Alexa get into that?" And she seemed to kind of downplay it. But from your standpoint, what'd you think? Like, was it when you passed Valentina, were there mind games being played? Did you guys kind of try to get on each other's nerves at all?
I mean, we're both professional, like super professional. We're both like we know um, how important this show was. So the most important thing for us were the guys to shine, because that's our job. Because there's new talent, there's guys from that could be like potential champions and stars. So we were competing, yes, a lot. So we love to compete with each other. But yeah, it was cool. You can't miss the show.
Oh, let me ask you this. Kind of you're in an interesting, at least the way I look at it, an interesting situation as a fighter. You beat Valentina in March of 23 with a submission. It wasn't a judge's decision. It was no controversy. You submitted her. And yet, there was, I'm not sure a lot of people thought you were still the best fighter in the world at that point. That I don't think a lot of people were giving you maybe the credit. Then you come back in the rematch, and there was the controversy over the scoring in the last round. So do you feel a little like, hey, what do I have to do to get the respect from these people? Now, there are a lot of people, KevinIole.com, we have you number one pound for pound, right? But there's a lot of people that maybe still don't respect you and give you that respect. A, does it bother you? And B, do you think, you're going to be able to show something in the last fight that, okay, we're going to put this rivalry to rest?
I mean, it's of course like kind of frustrating that the result was that way because of one's judge mistake. But that's not my job. My job is to be ready to train and to win the fight. So that's what I'm gonna do the next one. I know how to beat her. I'm in second round. I did her knockdown, and I mean it was my mistake, not jumping with a knee or with an uppercut. But now I know. I've submitted her. I've knocked her down. I put him on the ground. I've take her back, like because she always get kind of desperate when we do exchanges, and she always gives her back. So I mean, I'm training so hard for the next fight, and my job is to win the next one, and that's all.
I know you answered these questions last year at UFC Noche, right? But I want to ask you again, just because, MMA almost by the day in Mexico is growing, right? And there's more fighters coming into the sport. We know the history. I've covered boxing for over 40 years, and I know the history that Mexico has with boxing, right? And now it's becoming the same thing with MMA. Is it hard for you to go out in Mexico now? Can you walk down the street? Can you go to dinner, or like, are you getting mobbed everywhere you go?
No, it's not hard. I mean, I love my country. A lot of people from my town and my country loves me. And when I go to the movie or to the mall, there's a few people asking me for pictures, but normal, like normal. Just, it's really cool because this is the place where I was born, where I was trained. I mean, I've been here all my life, so people know me, and it's huge for me to be loved, in my country, in my city. So no, it's normal. I just feel loved from my country and my people.
I guess I should ask you this because I don't remember the answer, but I know before Canelo Alvarez's last fight, there was talk that you and he were going to maybe train together, meet, whatever. Did that happen? And what kind
Mhm.
of have you spoken to Canelo?
No, never, no, never. I wish I could train with him one day. I wish I could learn some. advices and things that he could, but it didn't happen. I mean, hopefully one day this can be done.
So I guess I should ask you a little bit, one question about him then. Were you surprised he didn't fight David Benavidez last time out? Everybody was giving him a lot of heat for not fighting Benavidez.
Well, I mean, he fights and he wins, and I think that's the most important thing.
You should be a politician when you're done fighting, Alexa, because you're good at that. And, anyways, let's wrap up with this. Do you feel like, when you and Valentina fight, is it going to be a sense of relief when it's finally over? Because, both of you, basically 2 years of your lives have been against each other, right? You trained for her twice last year. Now you're coaching against her. Then you're training for her starting now. Do you kind of feel like you're ready to move on and see a different face at some point?
Well, honestly, when this is over, this will be a season of my life that I will remember with a lot of joy and a lot of pride, because both of us as women, we're doing a lot of things for the sport. And she,
Right.
had a lot of history. Me, with my part, I'm doing my own history. So it's huge, first Mexican female champion, like born, raised, and trained 100% in Mexico. It's huge for me. I think that we both we wouldn't be here, without each other. I wouldn't be here without her, and she wouldn't be here without me. So it's huge. I mean, what we are both doing is amazing. And like I said, when this is over, it's gonna be a part that I will remember with a lot of joy and proud on my life.
That is so awesome. You can see Alexa and Valentina Shevchenko starting tomorrow, Tuesday, June 4th, on the Ultimate Fighter Season 32. They are coaching. It should be a lot of fun. Alexa, good luck to you. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. Don't miss the show.
Well,